Inside PressBox is presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Friedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs. And welcome back to Inside PressBox. Well, the NHL may be on strike, but one local team is lacing up for their inaugural season. The Stevenson University Mustangs are introducing their newest addition to athletics, and that's women's ice hockey. And joining me now to talk about it is Shera Vis, the Mustangs head coach, and we welcome her to Inside PressBox. And Shera, tell me a little bit about, I know Brett Adams pretty well. Was this his brainchild?
Yeah, I think he got an idea in his head growing up in Vermont. I know he was around hockey when he grew up, and something that he thought would be great to bring to the area and help grow the sport. And he got an idea in his head and he went full force at it. Now,
was part of this when they went full bore with football, was this sort of a tit for tat a little bit where we got to do something to equalize things and do something for women?
Yeah, they knew they had to add a women's sport for Title IX. So I know that they looked at a variety of different sports, and women's ice hockey just seemed to fit and something that they wanted to take on.
Okay. Now tell me, for example, how many players will be on your team this year? I'm guessing somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 to 22 or something like that?
We have 26 on our roster. We are allowed to dress 21 each game. So there will be a few that will have to sit in the stands each game, but we will have 21 dressed.
All right. Now, we got Dave Lashley, our videographer and producer, went out and shot some of your practice. Tell me a little bit about, you have the same disadvantage a little bit that Ed Hoddle had his first year, which is just about all freshmen. How much does that put you behind the eight ball?
I think it can be an advantage and a disadvantage for us. I think all coming in fresh, we can all have a fresh start. We can all learn right from square one together and grow together. But at the same time, we are going to be going against teams that have seniors and juniors that have been playing the college game for 3 to 4 years now. So yeah, that'll be a disadvantage, but I think our girls are up to the task and they're excited to get started.
Now tell us, by the time this show airs, you will have played your first 2 games up at Buffalo State.
Correct.
Tell our viewers about how glamorous the travel is in this.
We are going to be logging some miles this year. We are the southernmost Division III program to have ice hockey, and so a lot of our trips are over 7 hours on the bus.
Wow.
So we're going to be logging a lot of miles, but luckily Stevenson is generous enough to provide us with travel where the girls will have Wi-Fi on the bus so they can do their homework and they can travel comfortably, so it's not too bad.
Now tell me, so Buffalo, is that like the northernmost you'll go? I'm assuming, no?
No, we head up to Maine.
Okay.
For a trip, and we are also up in New Hampshire. So I think the furthest we'll go is about a 10-hour bus trip.
All right. Now tell us locally here, where will you play your games and how can people, I mean, suppose we got viewers out there that say, man, I'd really like to see that. How many people can you seat at your arena?
Yeah, we'd love to get as many people out as possible. We're going to be at Reisterstown Sportsplex, which is just off of 795.
Right. And
it holds about 800 people or so, so the more the merrier to come out and check out women's ice hockey, because I don't think many people have experienced something like that before.
No, I don't think they have. Tell me now about the rules of women's ice hockey. I know like in women's lacrosse to men's lacrosse there are differences. Does that hold true in hockey?
It's not as drastic as men's and women's lacrosse in the differences. The only main difference between women's and men's hockey is the checking rule. We are not allowed full ice checks. We are also not allowed full checking on the boards. You can rub out a little bit along the wall. It is an aggressive sport for girls, but it's not the full out body contact like the guys have.
Now tell me about and I'm asking you to play not just hockey coach now, little hockey psychology. It's just hard for me to imagine what would have enticed young ladies into playing hockey when they were kids. Is there sort of a standard rule of thumb as to why they get into hockey? Or am I just being sexist there?
No, I think it has a lot to do where you grow up, to be quite honest. Like for me, I grew up in Canada, and it is a stereotype up there, but it is true. I started skating when I was 5, and a lot of these girls are from up north, and from the states that hockey is more prevalent. And the girls' game is growing, and it's getting more popular. I think girls are more exposed to it, and I think that's why it's becoming more and more popular.
Now, before we close tonight, I asked you this off the air, but I got to ask you again now. Sometimes you see these stories about women field goal kickers that make it in college. If I had any eligibility, could I come out and play goaltender for you? Sure,
we'd love to have you on the ice at practice. I'm sure the girls would like taking shots.
I'll bet they would, and unfortunately I don't know how to skate. Does that matter?
No, we can just skate you over to the net and place you there.
All right, hey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is really an interesting story here.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to kick it around with Baltimore Blast head coach Danny Kelly right after the break, so don't go away. Inside PressBox is brought to you in part by Glen Burnie Transmission, your dealer alternative for transmission repairs. Save hundreds of dollars off dealer prices. Financing and free towing are available. Call Mark at GBT today and ask for the PressBox special for more savings.